Aloha and welcome to the Path of Me podcast. I'm your host, Wendy Hutchinson, and I wanted to create a sacred space for soul to soul conversations with people sharing their light through their passion, power, and purpose. Thank you all so much for being here. Let me introduce my next amazing podcast guest. Hey everyone, welcome to the Path of Me. I'm your host, Wendy Hutchinson, and I have the lovely Dr. Ida Green with us today. She's a sage mystic, a soul whisperer coach, and she shows spiritual women the magic of incorporating their unique, intuitive genius into their business and life. Welcome, Dr. Ida.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, it's nice to have you today. I am curious as to whether you have always been an intuitive since childhood, or if this came online for you a little bit later in life.
I was, but I couldn't. I didn't acknowledge it because no one was there to help me to recognize. But I kind of knew early age that my mom and my dad was not my real parents. But I couldn't talk about it because you don't know talk about that kind of stuff. But my mama was kind of intuitive, and she did a lot of intuitive stuff. So I kind of followed her, although my dad was very left brain and he wanted me to focus on learning and education. But my mother had this intuitive stuff. So I was curious about this in her left hand itch, her right nose, her left ear. And she always had these signs about things. Plus, was really important. She introduced us to angels. So I really love the angels. I've always been connected to angels. And I just felt when I left home to go to Chicago and when I was like 17 years old to go to nursing school, I was so afraid to leave home, but I knew I had my angels there. So that was such a comforting thing to have the angels introduced to me at an early age and then have them reoccur when I really need them in the moment. But my intuitive path started really back in 2000 when I went to Malaysia to a business seminar. And I met this woman there, and we were entrepreneurs, and I was selling my books. And this lady I had 8 books, she bought 4 of them. But when we left the seminar, we left to return back to the States. Our plane malfunctioned, and there was 75 of us. She put everyone in her condo and took me as a private chauffeur to her house. Then I realized that she was the prime minister of Malaysia. Had I
Oh my
known that, I would
gosh.
have been really scared, to be trying to sell her books or talking to her, So I just really was so I I felt kind of comfortable with her. So she took me to her house and had a maid run water for me and fix my food. And we got in bed like two sisters. And she started asking me questions about her government and about anybody that might be hurting her. And before I went there, I was using angel cards. But after all that stuff just started flowing out of me, just flowing out, just naturally.
Some
So
sort of channel opened and you were just receiving information, and it's been like that ever since.
yeah, I thought I don't need those cards anymore. So 25 years I've been just an open champ. So that lady really helped me to get in touch with my intuitiveness
Very
that
interesting how
I yeah,
synchronistic that
it
was.
was a
And
gift.
so did you continue on your nursing path, or did you kind
Oh
of
yeah,
do
yeah.
something else?
I My first job was as a psych nurse. So went into psych nursing, but this was a period in my life when I went through a lot of trauma because my first husband, I didn't know that he was schizophrenic. And
Oh
so when
gosh.
we moved to San Jose, California, he was out of his natural environment and he just started hallucinating. So we had to move back to San Diego, and I was at director of nurses at the time, had get into a hospital as a psych nurse with the county so we could pay for him to go
That
to
must
get.
have been so hard for you. Did you stay with
That was
him?
really stressful. I
Did you
mean,
stay with him?
yeah, I didn't know he was. But the bad thing about it is that I could not manage him in my house. I had to send
Mm,
him home to live with his family.
mm.
I had trouble helping him keep his clothes on because he was hot. He would take
Oh
his clothes
gosh.
off. We went to Florida. He would take off his clothes. So he got pneumonia, died at a very early age. So I was a widow. Like at 28, he just,
Wow.
yeah,
So what
he,
happened after that? What was the next kind of milestone moment for
oh, well,
you?
the next milestone was when I met another, it was like maybe 10 years later, I met another man and married this man. And this really, really started my whole life career because I didn't know well, he was older than me, but he also was an alcoholic. He was bipolar and he was physically abusive. I didn't know
Oh
that.
my gosh, you know how to pick them, I guess. You're
It
two for
was
two.
picking on him and the
Oh my
whole
gosh.
thing was, but it was a turning point for me one day. I love me and I don't hit me. If he loved me, he wouldn't hit me. Maybe he doesn't love me. I thought, oh my God, I'm living with someone who doesn't love me. So it took me some time to take my heart back, but I lost all my self-esteem and all my
You have to
self-confidence.
start over, don't you, from nothing and
Yes, I had to
rebuild it.
start
I
working.
think it's such a subliminal um, breaking of you over time that you don't even realize it's happening. And maybe part of the experience is to get us to own and claim ourselves and to see we're worthy and to make choices that pour love into us instead of serving someone who doesn't see us. I think sometimes the hardest parts of our journey are the biggest gifts because we learn how to stand in our truth and stand in our power and have boundaries. But getting to that place is so difficult because the person who you're showing up with those boundaries for is going to lose it and not like it.
I had to learn.
So
I
did you
had to
leave?
learn.
Did
I
you
had
leave
to learn
him?
because I was such a giver and it was so hard for me. What I would help me is I started teaching domestic violence, anger management, and self-esteem classes to the shelter, women in the shelter. So, and that's how I got my self-esteem back is helping someone else
I think
so I could figure out who I
sometimes
was.
when we're healing others, we're healing ourselves too, don't you
Yeah,
think sometime? And how
yeah,
long did you do that for?
for a long, long time because I just lost my self-esteem and my self-identity. But what out of that result, I all the stuff that I learned, I wrote anger management book because very angry. I felt like I was going to hurt that man. I wrote a self-esteem book. Uh,
How many books have you written? 24 books, right?
24. This is why I'm doing all that writing to purge myself, and
Yeah.
out of that came all those books. So I was just really trying to heal myself, and because I didn't have any family in San Diego, with the
Mm.
first one, I didn't have any family. With the second one, I didn't have any family. So I had to just get this journey of helping others, was healing myself by helping healing others. So it's just a inside outside healing
Well, it's an
journey.
inside job, isn't it?
It is.
And when did you decide to pursue this coaching?
It was in I joined Rich German's program in 2015.
Whose program?
Rich German, and he asked me. He was my coach. He asked me, "What is it you do that's just like breathing?" I said, "My intuition." He said, "Then that's what you got to do." So we created a program about my intuition, and I was channeling messages for him. In fact, he said, I had lost my connection with God, and you helped me to reconnect with God. So after that, I started from 2015 on. I've been doing this intuitive journey, and it was really good about 3 or 4 years ago, and then it just kind of collapsed. But I was just my 3 week program. I was activating people's intuition. I mean, 3 years ago, I was activating people's intuition and getting them connected with source, and that is as still my passion. It's just people don't see the value in it now. I'm pretty sure because now we have so many life challenges. Just paying the bill that they don't have the luxury to spend on things that are surplus. I mean, it want to evolve, but they're not into that evolving like they used to be. So I'm looking to grow that business again. Now I'm back to counseling. So they find me for the counseling. So I do marriage, relationship counseling, marriage counseling. I have a lot of uh, men to men counseling, women to women counseling,
I mean,
and
you have
head
a lot of experience, so that's
yeah,
wonderful.
so I'm back doing counseling now, but
Mm.
definitely looking to expand my intuitive business as well. But I'm back to counseling.
Yeah, you told me that you've shifted because you've done a lot of doing in your life and you're getting up in age and you decided that or it's just organically happened where you've started being more focused on being. And tell me a little bit about that.
Well, there's what I realized is that all of my life I've been taking care of everyone. I started early because in my early years, my mom and my dad drank alcohol, and so they were had to kind of take care of them. I was taking care of my family. So, and I had I was a foster mother, taking care of foster kids. I adopted a boy who went to prison. But I just realized that no one had taken care of me. I've been taking care of someone all my life. Because, no one has come to take care of me. I had 4 dogs, 4 cats,
Oh my gosh.
foster kids. I thought, it's about time someone took care of me. So I got rid of all the dogs and the cat. Now, 2 years ago, I thought, I want another cat. And that cat he was depressed when he woke up, he became aggressive. I thought, I'm just going to take care of me. So now my full
So
time job,
when was that pivotal moment for you?
oh, it was just 2 years ago when I
Two
got
years
another cat.
ago.
I
Wow.
got another cat because I was
Oh,
lonely for cats. I wanted something to take care of again.
oh
And
gosh.
so I thought, there's a message here. Someone need to take care of me. So now my full-time job is just taking care of me, whatever I need, when I want it, eat what I want, when I want it, going where I want to go, just really doing what
You know,
feels
it's something that is so organic if you're intentional about it, but it's so foreign to people who are used to overgiving. I know for me, I chased worthiness a lot through service. You know, when I didn't hadn't done my healing work and I wanted to feel useful and valuable and be in service to others to prove to myself that I was worthy, you know? So I can understand how you had to go through that transformation because I had to also myself start to water and fertilize my garden. And because I was getting burned out and I was losing my way, I was losing myself in the process, and I really needed to bring all my energy back to me. Sounds like you did that too.
oh, it's about being. I was so used to doing, and now I just whenever my body needs to sleep, I just take a nap.
When
I
did
just
you start doing that? When did you notice that was
just
happening for you?
probably this past year. I
Hmm.
just really it's interesting once I start all this doing and start being when my body just needed rest. I just let it take the rest. I just have not listened to my body and rested. I just pushed through it. But
Right.
now I listen to it, and if I like the other day, I wanted to have an ice cream sandwich, got an ice cream sandwich and drinking tea, and this morning I had hot chocolate. I'm just doing stuff that I
Sounds
never did
wonderful.
before.
Sounds wonderful. You
Being
know,
a child again.
I think it's interesting that we have to give ourselves permission before we're used to nurturing and honoring what we need. It's almost like we have to give ourselves permission because we've been so conditioned to be in service or to put ourselves last. And what a victory for you to be here in that space because it takes, in the beginning, a lot of intention and practice. And then you become a role model because others see how you live your life. And then you start to impact people you didn't even know were paying attention, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Now you're going to do this love festival. Tell me about that in February.
Oh, well, the summit, I'm still getting people to that place. You know what I start doing? It's like everyone is doing that, but mine is more for my soul fulfillment. So I I was getting really stressed about. I thought there's not a lot of people. I thought, even if there's whoever is there, just the fact that I'm going through the summit, I'm not going to count the number of people. God has always guided me. So the right people just be there. If it's two or three, I'm just going to go through the process of putting on the summit, saying that I've done it, and not worry about how it is perfect or there's
Well,
12.
I'm honored that you invited me to participate, and maybe you can provide the link so people can sign up, and I can put that in the show notes for
I
you.
would love that. I would love that.
Maybe
Yeah.
you'll
So
get someone through social media that I share, or, someone who watches the podcast can look in the show notes and get a link. Do you have a link to sign up yet?
I do have a link. Do you want me to give it to you now or later?
Well, just maybe after the podcast,
Okay.
you can
Okay. All
you
right.
can give it to me or you
Yeah.
can send me an email. You've got my
Oh,
email.
that would be great. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll make sure to include that in the show notes. So what's your passion right now? What direction? I know this has been on your heart. Did you just get a
Well, my
message or
my
something?
passion right now. I My brother died in back in April last year, and
Hmm.
at the same time, I found that my sister had dementia. So I've lost I have no family now. So that kind of left me without grounding. But what I'm really focused on now is just letting family come wherever they come, however they show up. Just letting anyone who wants to be family, who want to connect with, who want to give me love, who I'm just really being available to love and be loved. I'm just open to that. Very
Sometimes
open.
when you open the door, miracles happen and people show up and it surprises you? So I think once the door's open and your heart's open, everything's possible, right? I feel like
Yeah,
that opens myself up to miracles and connections and things that I wouldn't expect find me because I've opened all the doors. I think people are used to opening one door. Maybe it's their job or their kids or their spouse or whatever it is. But I think we should all open all the doors and just invite whatever's aligned for us to come in.
yeah. To me, right now, is just really, I see family in a different way. I used to see it very narrow, but now I see my family as being the family of mankind. And whoever wants to party with me, who wants to share the love with me, that I'm just open to receiving love and whatever, wherever it comes and whatever form it shows up, whoever it is that shows up, I'm just embracing love and to family and
What
whatever
have you
God has.
noticed about your life and your friendships and connections when you shifted into that mindset?
Well, what I hear people saying is that, like I went to my dance class, this lady said, "Out of all these people here, you're so different from the rest of the people. They look very robotic, but you look so genuine, so natural." So I just accept that, people see this love coming from me and they acknowledge it. But I think when you're open, I'm not constricted. I'm
Mhm.
just an open vessel, like a flower, to just opening it with the love coming from me.
Aw.
And whoever wants to receive it, just receive it as an open vessel. So it's a whole new lifestyle, a bit letting love in, whatever and
I
whatever
think
form it
that's the
shows up.
key because I think so many people in humanity are so closed off because they've been hurt or they have wounds and trauma from being vulnerable. And if you're not willing to melt that armor, you are going to be very alone, even surrounded by people. You have to do the healing work to melt all that armor around your heart and release all the trauma from your childhood or your faith or whatever it was that caused you to armor up in order to expand and receive love in your life. Otherwise, it's a very hollow and surface level connection, I find. I can't
Yeah,
do it anymore, actually. I've gotten to a place where I can only have authentic connection and I can only interact in dynamics that are mutually pouring into each other. and respecting each other. I can no longer really, I literally energetically cannot interact with people who are controlling or don't see me or diminish me or um, need me to meet expectations and call that love. I can't do that anymore. So my circle is very much focused on people who are showing up with an open heart to meet my open heart, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. What I'm finding, what I'm noticing that as I open up, more people open up, and
Mhm.
the right people find me
That's
and give
right.
me love. So I just, yeah, people, I'm just attracting the right people, the right amount of love in the right way. And the ones who are not open to receiving love, they just keep moving
You
past.
never know when you're planting a seed, though. And
Yeah.
it might not come back around in your sphere, but that seed might grow later in their lives if you show that act of kindness or you share a little bit of love. You never know what seeds you're planting in others and what might come of it. You know, you don't have an agenda when you're open-hearted. You just pour out into the world your beautiful light. And I feel that it stretches and reaches far more people than we realize,
I
honestly.
believe that. I really believe
Yeah.
that. There's so many people not open to love. Like I have flowers in this time of the year, and I take flowers to give to people. Some people are open to receive, and some are not. I said no. I said you could take it and just receive it and throw it away, but at least be open to receiving it.
You know,
So
that really tells you a lot about their worthiness story, doesn't it? Like
yeah,
they almost
yeah,
aren't worthy of receiving it. Maybe they've never been shown that kind of kindness before.
yeah. I find there's some people say, "Oh, give me a flower," and some say, "Oh no, that's all right. You gave me one." I said, you know, if I said never give me a flower. If you give me one, I would certainly take it. Even if I threw it away, I would take it. So a lot of people not open to receiving.
Well, I think maybe that's part of your work, right? Is cracking people open a little bit.
Yeah, helping to open up because my heart is opening, and as my heart opens, I'm like a flower that blossomed that opened
Mhm.
up so that to let the light shine inside me outside, and
Yeah,
also let that light light other people. So I
of
really want
course.
to.
You know, they always say like you don't have to blow out you ever see those posts where it's a candle lighting another candle, but you don't have to blow out your flame? That's what I kind of
Uh-huh.
see for you. Like you're always that bright candle and you can light the candle of another without diminishing or taking something away from your own, right?
I appreciate it, and that's who I am. I'm really a light bearer, so I want to
Mhm.
light more candles. The light
Yeah.
inside people's heart, just kind of light that up so we can all be glowing like candles in the dark, just
Yeah. I love
burning
that.
all the light and all the darkness so we can be a big bundle of light in the
I
universe.
think humanity has really, and I know this for a fact, has tipped the scales. Like enough people are holding a higher light quotient that has allowed us to raise the frequency of the planet and to start choosing love over fear. And I feel like every single person that we can pour love into or touch in some way is igniting their candle, and then they'll go and ignite another. I mean, the ripple effect is really powerful if you think about it. So,
I like that analogy because, it is one candle light another candle. And so, yeah, I like that analogy.
I mean, I've heard a lot for myself, from my own inner knowing and guidance that you have no idea of how many people you impact. I don't keep track of the numbers. I don't care about the numbers. That's not why I write or post motivational things every day. It's not why I do anything. I do it because I love sharing wisdom, knowledge, stories like yours, and the right people find it. And a lot of people don't comment or like. but the numbers are there, they're still receiving your light codes. They're still paying attention. They're still opening their heart to receive what they're capable of receiving. And it might be a little and it might be a lot. But I think the key is to keep showing up with detachment, right? And not having this big agenda to build your following and sell yourself. And I can't do that anymore. I have to really flow, and I can only be in the now moment, and I cannot and will not hustle. That energy is so discordant to me. I can only be present to the now moment and flow into the next. And it's worked for me so far. And I think it's probably working for you too.
Absolutely. Just so I don't, I used to push myself. Now I
Mm-hmm.
don't push myself. I'm into allowing,
Mm-hmm.
just allowing and expressing because life really is about evolving. And as we evolve, we become beacons of light. So it's really, I'm into that stage of evolution where it's just constantly evolving.
I'm curious, as you've been expanding and healing and holding more light, have you noticed your gifts changing or information coming in a little more clearly, or that your connection is stronger? Or what have you noticed as a
What
result
I
of this
notice is that
journey?
I'm attracting people who are more open, who are more willing, who are more open to love. And
Hmm.
people are seeing my light in a different way than before. I think I was pushing or moving too fast. They didn't see the light. Now that I slowed down a little bit, where I'm a beacon and can be a constant beacon, people are seeing that beacon, they're appreciating it. So it's
Right.
me
I
to
I
slow
saw
down.
something today on social media, and it was something about a lighthouse just shines where it's planted. A lighthouse doesn't have to chase the ships. The lighthouse just stays very anchored within itself, and it just shines, and then the ships find it, right? Or it guides the ships through. It's not out there swimming through the tides trying to chase a ship, right? It's just anchored in its being, and it feels like you've really kind of mastered that in your life.
I feel that I want to continuously be evolving to the day I leave the planet because my mission in this lifetime is to be a beacon of light, but to attract more light bearers. So I want to just have us all come together as a candle so we can just create a bonfire of love and
Yeah.
light and generosity and peace.
Well, I love that. And I think your summit's a good starting point, right? So why
Yeah.
don't you tell people when your summit is?
Well, it's coming soon. It's on the 10th and 11th. So I was talking with the lady.
February, right?
Yeah, February. So we need to get those forms quickly so we can, and whoever's there is the right people. They just need people, the right people to be there who's full of love and generosity. And yeah, just whoever feels that they are a light bearer or feel that they have
Well,
light.
we'll definitely put the link to join or sign up in the comments and in the video edits so that people can find you. And, I really appreciate you and the work you're doing because the world needs you right now. They really do. I always ask my guests, what are some of the things that people can do when they're struggling? What have you found to be really helpful in your life that's helped you through? You've been through so much adversity.
Yeah, what really, I have a very, very strong belief in God and Jesus, and I'd rather stop breathing and believe that I'm not going to be taken care of, supported. So I just know that even in my worst time, that there's something that sustains me, that keeps me going, and I don't need to quit or give up. They're just something that keeps me glued together, and that's divine source, that effervescent, vibrant fire that's alive And it just keeps like I have my angels around me. I just feel anchored in source energy. And I just know that I'm going to be supported. Even though my left brain may doubt it, my inner being says, you're going to be
I
okay.
think when we trust our inner knowing and our inner compass, that's the way. Because I think it's human nature to doubt. And a lot of people get all the messages and they do the exact opposite. They will not listen. And then it creates so many problems. I'm so committed to my alignment and so committed to, even if it doesn't make sense, honoring what I get. And I trust my intuition 1000%. I don't
Yeah,
care
I
what
got.
people think. I don't care if they're judging me. That they're not walking my path, I am. And I
Mm-hmm.
get to choose my path forward and I get to choose how I live my life. And I think a lot of people sacrifice themselves to belong, or they
Mm-hmm.
sacrifice themselves to stay in a marriage that's discordant and harmful to their self-esteem and their self-worth. And I think it's important for us to choose ourselves and make decisions that lift us.
Absolutely.
But then, you and I have been through experiences that taught us that.
Oh, absolutely. I had to learn from experience or learn by being. To
Hmm.
when I've gone through that, now I have compassion for people in domestic violence or leaving a relationship or whatever they're doing because I've been there, I've done that. But I've always told God, if I lose my mind, whatever, just stick to me like glue because my
Keep
left
your hand on my back and
my mind
oh,
may not know what it's doing, but I need your divine guidance. So don't stick me like glue because I need you.
well, I'm glad you feel supported and you feel anchored into your column of light. And clearly that's the path for you, right?
It's for me and it's for you. You know, you're a light bearer. You have so much light coming from you. You can just see the light
Thank you.
emanate from you. So it takes another one person see another person's light to see the light outside of them. So you're just
Yeah.
a beacon of light and
Well,
joy and
thank
love.
you. What
I
an
see that.
kindness that you reflected to me. I appreciate you saying
Well,
that.
yeah,
I think there are many of us who have come back this lifetime to complete what we started, which was to help humanity rise. And we all do it in different ways and with different demographics of people. We all have different bandwidths of people we're here to serve. And I can see and feel just thousands and thousands activating and coming online and embracing their gifts because now we're stepping into a new earth and a new paradigm and a new frequency of existence. And people get very fearful, of change. But we are in a paradigm now where we have to burn our maps. And I say that because in the old world, everybody wanted to know the process and the unfolding and the steps and the how and the when and the who. But now we are creating our lives and accessing our divine blueprints one moment at a time. We're creating something and birthing things that have never been birthed before that are unique to each of us. There is no template. We're creating the template. So I always say, burn your maps and trust yourself and move in the flow and listen and follow your intuition. Even if everyone tells you you're crazy, you just keep taking that next step because it's taking you somewhere, right?
absolutely. We have to follow the divine guidance because that divine guidance really comes from God. The Holy Spirit is implanted in us. And we just need to listen as a compass inside of, I call it inner GPS, that knows the way. We just need to trust that it's doing its right thing.
Well, it's also your soul.
Yeah, let
Your
go the
soul
control,
is guiding you and
let go
your
control.
higher selves are guiding you and source is guiding you. It's really a matter of trusting it. And I think we've lived in a society and a paradigm that has discouraged that, right? There's always been a lot of limitations and fear and I feel like humanity was very conditioned and programmed to be in fear and
Mhm.
not actually understanding that they are the light. They hold the light. They are beacons of light. They're not here to meet expectations or suffer for enlightenment.
Yeah.
I believe that's a false belief, and I believe that's a program that is finally breaking down as more people activate and hold higher frequencies. Truth is rising for
We
humanity.
need more people into that mindset that we're not here to suffer,
Hmm.
because so many people have gone through need to make it, and we need to just allow it to happen. We don't need to make anything be.
You
We
don't
just need
have to
to
force
happen.
anything. You just
Yeah.
you become and hold the frequency and let the rest follow. And it requires a lot of faith. I've been hearing that over and over. I'm looking at a card that I have that I give to people on my fridge right in front of me. It says, trust the process.
Okay.
Process. And I do trust the process, even when
Yeah.
it feels hopeless, even when it feels all is lost. It's only in retrospect that we see the perfection of the unfolding. And I've been finding that in my life, just a lot of struggles and a lot of things. And I'm like, what the heck is happening? I've done all this inner work, and I just hear that trust the process. There's like this divine, um, cosmic order, I call it,
Divine
to
unfolding. A
the
divine is
unfold.
unfolding every day.
Hmm. Yeah, we just have to
Just
trust it and trust
like a
ourselves.
rose unfolds,
Yeah.
unfolds itself. We are like a rose. We just need to
Yeah.
allow ourselves to blossom.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And so I'm really learning to surrender, and I've released a lot of control in my life, and I just am flowing like water. I'm flowing like water. There's no boundaries. There's no obstacles because I just flow around the obstacle, or flow around the rock or flow around the tree in the river. You just flow like water and it's going to take you somewhere. I don't know where, but I feel like it's going to take me somewhere and it's taking you somewhere for sure.
It is, and I call it allowing. I just allow. I'm into allowing now, spirit to just take over and do for me what I need to have done for me, rather than have me do it myself.
Hmm.
Whatever that is, wherever I'm supposed to be. Like we're supposed to be talking right now. So, and you're such a beacon of light. You're reminding me of what is missing in the world. We need light bearers like you. That's what we need.
Thank you. You're so kind. I'm going to have you
Not just
back just for the compliments. Thank you.
blossom me up like light. That's what we need. We just need little candles like you to make a bonfire of light, divine light.
I feel
That's
like it's coming. I think last year, 2025, was a huge year of purging for humanity and a huge year of releasing things. And I think we got to a tipping point because once the blinders are ripped off and the veil is gone, there's no longer a veil separating us from the higher dimensional spaces. You cannot unsee what you see, and you can't unknow what you know. In the old paradigm, you could really lie to yourself and fool yourself and pretend like that's not happening or this isn't happening, but there's so much truth just being churned up to the surface. And when you're looking at the emperor who has no clothes and you know that the emperor has no clothes, that's going to change how you relate to the emperor who has no clothes, right? I've
yeah.
been I've been saying that for so long. The emperor has no clothes. Like there's all this false illusion, like everyone's saying, what beautiful garments that emperor's wearing, these beautiful new garments, and he's actually walking the street naked. He has no clothes.
Wow. We are just really such divine beings. If we could see the divinity inside of us,
Hmm.
that would be how spirit sees us. We are the eyes on the legs, and whatever spirit does, he does it through a human being that he created. So he need to use us human beings to make his plant his world be fulfilled, because we are
Well,
the fulfillment
yes.
of that
Yes, I
whatever it
I
is.
also feel like it's there's been a profound forgetting of who we are, that we are so much more than this garment that we wear. We are so much more. We are so much more loving and powerful. And when we're embodied in that, and we've learned how to heal ourselves of all the wounds, we are able to go out in the world and be that beacon. We're able to go out in the world and show compassion and kindness and love. I always know when God is forward in me. And I'll tell you why. This is such a funny story. I'm not a big homeless person. I'm not a big fan, of homeless people. But I know I go to this coffee shop and I'll sit there and I'll know that God is very forward in me because I'll be admiring like every single person that walks up to that counter. I'm like, look at her. Could be a big old large woman. I go, look how beautiful she is. Oh my God. Look at that gay couple. Aren't they just the cutest? Like I will just I can just feel myself oozing love. Like, oh, that's not me. Source coming through me. I'm buying a homeless guy a venti coffee or something. Like, what the heck is happening? This is not me happening right now. This is source being channeled through me right now.
Absolutely, absolutely. It is. It absolutely. Spirit manifests is showing up
Yeah.
inside of you. That's a beautiful analogy.
But I know I consciously know that I've kind of my awareness and soul has kind of stepped back and source is full. I can absolutely tell because it's so against my human nature. I would not be buying
That's
homeless
a good
people
that's a good
coffee.
analogy though. It's a beautiful way to see people.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I am working on that for myself. I'm saying, that's when source is like really forward in me when I'm at the coffee shop or yoga or something, and every
Well, we're
single
all
person I
vessels.
just feel so much
We're all
love.
vessels. We're all vessels,
Mhm.
and we emanate our light and our invitation, and everyone does it a different way. So you're
Sure.
inviting. Mine is giving flowers and smiling and
Hmm. Hmm.
hugs, being just giving out
I
love.
mean, love is pure. So whatever you're doing to share the light is perfect. And it can be something big and it can be something just like a smile that's free to everyone. I think if we all just do our best and try to do a little bit better for others, I think the world would be a better place. So, Dr. Ida, this has been such a lovely conversation. I've enjoyed every moment. I'm glad we connected.
Me too. I'm so happy, so happy. You are such a gift to the planet. I really
Oh,
love how you show up.
thank you.
Yeah,
You're so
you're
good
such
to
a
me.
gift. The world would be lost without your giftedness.
Oh
We
my
all Everyone
goodness.
has a
Thank you.
gift, and yours is your smile, is your light. You are the beacon, a beacon of light.
Oh, you're
Yeah,
so
so,
kind.
it just yeah. So I'm
Thank you.
really, really happy to meet another light bearer.
Yes, and the same for you. And to my audience, thank you so much for joining us today for this fun conversation. We will share the link for Dr. Ida's summit coming up in February. It's going to be all about love, and I hope you can join us. And I hope you all have a beautiful day. Love yourselves and be kind to yourselves, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.